Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive at the Canyon Jump. The goal is very simple. Cars are going to be tasked with, well, jumping the canyon, jumping this gap. The aim is to survive and be drivable when you land on the other side, although just clearing it is generally pretty good going for what we're going to be doing today. Yeah, it's always good fun. It's very silly, and well, you get to test out Beam's crazy crash physics because there's going to be some really big accidents. The thing is, as you can probably see by the title of the video and the top right corner up here, we have the Crazy Contraptions mod. What I'm going to do is spawn in a vehicle and then scramble everything, and we will get something like this. This is the D series that has been scrambled. We have tiny front wheels, which are bad. We have decent-sized rear wheels, which is okay. You will notice, though, while it has 450 horsepower, weighs nearly 3 tons, that would not be good. That would not work. It does have a JATO on the back of it, so this might actually be possible, or it might go wildly out of control. I honestly don't know at this point. Just about anything could happen. Each vehicle's going to get 3 attempts to jump the canyon. Oh, I pressed a button on my controller, and does that button there count as... Oh, okay, I've got extra buttons on this controller, and that one apparently is an accelerate button. Right. Oh, we only have a 3-speed gearbox. That's not good. Actually, maybe I'm better off. Can I go in neutral and just JATO it? Yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go, because otherwise I'm just going to blow the engine up. How much JATO fuel do I have? Quite a lot. I can't remember what speed we need to go at over here to clear this. Let's get through that gap. Oh, that might not be... Oh, right, okay. Small problem has occurred. It's fine. Unbelievably, I actually think that is fine. Now, we have... that was a very big crash. We have ended up in the foliage. I think this still works. As far as I am aware, nothing... Well, the JATO has come off. Actually, that's remarkably okay. Considering, I mean, the exhaust is come off at a silly angle. The bed's come off. I mean, that is a fully functioning truck. That is a properly, fully okay truck. We have acceleration. We have steering. We have brakes. We can even go in reverse. Visually, it is smashed to pieces, and we did lose the rocket. But that's all good. I cannot believe that survived. I'm going to try... I mean, it has done it. It has very clearly done it. It has very clearly made it. In what is one of perhaps the biggest surprises I've seen with this. Oh, we've got slicks all round. Interesting. I'm going to try and do it without the truck being destroyed. I don't think the gears are useless on this. So one of the other rules I'm going to have here is vehicles are going to be allowed... The first run is going to be run exactly as they come, but the scramble everything does scramble tuning. Vehicles are going to be allowed... I'm allowed to tune mostly to sort gear ratios out, I suspect. Is going to be the things that all need fixing. God, trying to figure out how fast this is going. Oh, yeah, that one there didn't. That one there definitely is not okay. Funnily enough, all the drive shafts got. It needs quite a big whack of the JATO going up the hill to get fast. To get enough speed, it's going to need a really big whack of JATO power. The problem is that it's just never going to fly through the air nice. I was going to say nice and level, but I think just nice. I don't think it's ever going to fly through the air nicely. So we can fire the JATO here. We need about, I think it's about 115 miles an hour is what we need to make it. Oh, I mean, this might be a better landing. It's definitely better. It's definitely less well, it's less damaged visually. It's still got functioning steering. It landed quite heavily on the left-hand side, but it is still functioning. I would say, as far as like random vehicles go, this actually was a pretty good... I mean, almost all the bits are still on. The lights are still here, all the boxes are in the back, the JATO's still attached. Yeah, as far as a scrambled everything vehicle goes, that is a pretty big win-win. So, the D-Series with JATO power has made it and is fully functioning afterwards. Not how I thought this video would necessarily start, but I shall take it. So, our next vehicle, we've got a Cherrier, an unusual looking Cherrier, this one. There are bits of race car and there's bits of tog rack in it. There's some wide body kits. It's got wide body fenders all round. It's got some weirdly big tyres at the back, because why not? And slicks at the front. Are they slick? Yep, we've got slicks at the front. The rev counter is weird. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13,000. Why is that? I don't quite know how that one works. So, the rules were, I'm going to run this first as it is, you know, supposed to be ran. By the looks of it, it runs out of gears at no, it wanders about horribly. I'm going to say this is going to have handling problems when we get it to go fast enough. I mean, it's a decent amount of power. It might have enough power to go fast enough. I do worry about control issues when it's trying to go fast enough. It's going to need a gearbox fix, but yeah, the other issues are going to be quite prevalent, I think. So, the gearbox, as well as actually the diffs, the final drive, that has been adjusted on this one, as I couldn't adjust the gear ratios, has now fixed the rev counter, weirdly doing that, but sure, okay. Let's go again. I guess put the nitro on. We will set off and see what happens. The goal is going to be very much try and keep the car under control. There is an over-torque risk on the engine. That's alarming. Oh, it's really weird to drive. We've got it off the jump at least. Ooh, question. Oh no, it's lost 3 of 4 half shafts. I was going to say, it could have gone worse. Like, damage-wise, all the wheels are still on. Will it be one-wheel drive? No. No, wait, will it be one-wheel drive? No. It was worth a try. I mean, we did lose very much. It's not going fast enough. It's really only going to hit about 95, 96 miles an hour by the looks of it when it gets to the takeoff bit. It's definitely not quick enough. 300 horsepower, I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised how slow it is. It's just not great. The bigger problems, though, is there's just no control in it. There is absolutely none. It gets so floaty as we are starting to get up towards the 90 mile an hour mark that it becomes really difficult and it wanders around something terrible. I'm so busy. Oh, I've got 97 miles an hour. It's flown quite nicely. Ooh, but it's going to shatter itself on there. It is not quick enough. However, I think I saw the front wheel still going. Is it possible, while it is going to have to be node grabbed over the bump? I mean, oh, this is an interesting one. You know, this is, oh, well, we don't need that anyway. Where's a solid bit I can node grabber it from? I mean, I don't think we've ever had this before in the canyon. I'm just going to get it off here. Normally, if the cars hit this bit of, like, destroyed road, they are finished anyway. Can I grab, oh, wait, the tow bar. That's something solid we can try and hook the car from. Yeah, we've never had something that has been kind of survived the impact on the destroyed road. I think it's not good, and I would say, I mean, the steering does function. The driving is minimal. There is very, very minimal control in this one. It survived better than anything ever has hitting the landing zone. I'm going to give it credit for that. The rear wheel is actually the biggest issue with it being kind of like locked up. If that rear wheel came off, I think this would actually legitimately drive. Maybe. It's definitely trying. It's definitely trying. It's not the most broken a car has ever been. Can't really call it living, but there is some movement and some steering to it. Okay, the Cherrier, I mean, it got smashed to pieces, but it's doing Cherrier things and somehow trying to still survive. Well, I've just spun the camera around. It's just so dopey. This is the 9 minus just about everything that made it the 9. It does have almost 200 horsepower and weighs less than 1,000 kilos. This legit has a possibility of doing this, despite the fact it looks the most stupid thing I've ever driven. Oh god, can this actually make it? I don't know. It has 200 horsepower, but admittedly, I think that's nitro assisted, and I'm worried the nitro's just going to do that. Okay, it can use nitro, but the nitro just blows the engine up. Yeah. Let's not use nitro in future. I did have to try it. We can just leave the nitro disarmed, which is a shame. That'll take away a good chunk of the power. Okay, don't use the nitro on this one. It doesn't steer in a straight line. Why does that pull so badly to the left? I wonder whether we could get away with firing the nitro like at the very last second, like here, where we know the engine's going to blow up anyway, but we don't care too much. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, the 9. Ow. I mean, there wasn't much of a car there to begin with. There really, really wasn't much of a car there to begin with, was there? But it's a very, very unhappy shape now. I don't think there's much chance of this making it. As funny looking as it is, I'm trying to figure out why it pulls so badly, though. There's no rhyme or reason to that whatsoever. Just the combination of lights at the front is glorious. Actually, not that one. There we go. It does the angry eyebrow. Oh, fantastic. It's just the best. Right. I mean, we're going to try again. I genuinely don't know what more we can do with this vehicle. It is just not quite fast enough. The only way it was going to really realistically make this is if we got one of the very, very high performance specs of the vehicle anyway. Because it is just not fast enough. I mean, I'm going to put the nitro on earlier. The engine has actually exploded regardless. It's made it onto the other side. I will give it that. It has made it, and it is resting on the other side. One of the wheels fell into the canyon. The steering column is at a silly angle. I mean, it was never likely. It was never likely to make it. It was always going to be tough. However, 200 horsepower that we couldn't use because most of that 200 horsepower was in the nitro that I couldn't fire because it blew the engine up is not great. It's not great, but the silliest vehicle we ever did see. So, I have grabbed an I-Series. It has a lot of power, 500 horsepower. My slight concern is what's going on with the rear. The front, it's got semi-donk wheels going on at the front. It's got nothing going on at the back. It has a piano. We're going to give it a try and see what happens. I have got nitro, which I've turned on. We'll see whether this blows up the engine. What gear do I need to be in for the nitro to kick in? So far, nothing from the nitro. Like the airspeed has just completely stopped working with these vehicles. Right. Okay, it is going to need some tuning, because... Ooh. We have made art. We have just folded an I-Series around there. It's just not even bounced away. Okay, attempt number 1. Clearly the nitro is not kicking in. The gears are far too long. We're going to have to adjust a little bit. And hopefully, because some of that 500 horsepower is going to be wrapped up in the nitro, so try and get it some more speed. because that's just not quick enough. So we should now have some nitro. It should now kick in. I don't know whether the engine's gonna survive. It'll wait until about 3,500 RPM in second gear. Okay, that's much more like it. This may now have the performance it requires, or it's still not quite quick enough. I think it's the 2 tons of weight that is the problem. Oh, it's a big crash. Oh, it's not quite. Oh, it's folded the car over. There was a second where I thought it might be okay. It is not okay. More funny shapes of cars. That's what this video is becoming. Just make funny shapes of cars. The steering wheels come through the windscreen in an unconventional way. That's really folded the car under itself. I mean, it definitely had some more pace with that, but even with the night, it's just not fast enough accelerating. I mean, the rules for this one is the start place is always the signpost. That's where the cars have got to work with. That's just how it is for this as a challenge. It's just not accelerating quick enough, basically. There's not much more that I can do. I mean, the only thing I would say maybe if we go into here, I mean, if we just kick the nitro in even sooner. I'm not sure it's going to do enough, though. I mean, because this will kick the nitro in straight away. We'll get off the line a little bit better. I guess there's less bogging down there that should help, although it bounced around because the suspension and everything is weird. I still think it's just going to run out. It just can't accelerate up here anymore. The piano helps it fly kind of back down over there, which is maybe preferable to nosing into the ground. Neither of it is particularly good, and whichever way we have flown through the air, it's not with a great ease. It's with a big smash at the end of it, and it's just not. It's not got the power. It's not got the power / it's far too heavy to be doing that one. Yeah, the I-Series Scrambled is not gonna make it. So we head to a Bluebuck next, which, I mean, on the face of it, doesn't look too bad. I don't know whether there's going to be anything really weird about it. The gearbox is a concern, of course, of these old vehicles. You never know what gear ratios you're going to get, how many gears you're going to get. It's got 500 horsepower, which is pretty good. Weighs a little bit less than the I-Series. Power-to-weight ratio looks pretty solid, actually, on this one. It might be able to do it. Other concerns, of course, are the engine blowing up if we fire the nitro. I should explain. I don't know if I did. I think I did. Oh, okay, that's good. The power-to-weight ratio thing does take nitro into consideration. So if I'm not running nitro, we have less than the 500 horsepower. But this thing feels pretty solid. The engine doesn't look like it's going to blow up. It's not the fastest, though. Oh, dear. Right, okay, I didn't do that wrong with the nitro full gun because I didn't know if the engine was going to take it. The engine, I think, will take it. Oh, that is... Honestly, that is impressive. That is... It's just, like, pulled the ladder chassis back. That's how hard it hit on that. The whole body's come forward, essentially. I actually kind of want to roll this over just to look at the damage that that's done. Yeah, that's not supposed to be in that way whatsoever. It's just yanked the whole thing back. That's some real damage. But okay. Now, what I'm going to do, the only thing that we really need to change, the gearbox seems fine, the gear ratio seems fine, the nitro doesn't seem to kick in very much, because I don't even think the nitro is really kicking in, so let's whack that down. We'll wait for her in second gear, because it will launch well. It launches fine. So we'll wait till we're in second gear for the nitro to really kick in. Hope that the engine can hold it. Right, here we go. Oh, yeah, over torque risk is a problem. We're going to have to be very selective when we use the nitro. I guess we're going to fire it now, just hope it doesn't blow up. Yeah, so these engines just not being able to hold the nitro is the concern. It's going to be much like with the 9, I think. Does that rip the entire rear axle out? No, it's still there. It's fine. Oh, it's on fire, though. It's less fine. It's rather toasty. It has jumped the canyon. I will give it that much. It has actually made it, which is better than some of the vehicles are going to do here, but it's not surviving. It's not surviving. Even if I could ram the nitro the whole way down, I'm not actually sold on this car being able to make it anyway. What we'll do is we'll let gravity do the best it can, and then we will, once we get to the bottom, we will activate the nitro. Hope that it can accelerate. It just can't accelerate away up there. There is a chance, though. Please come back down to earth nicely. Oh, it's not come back down to earth nicely. However, it is a big shunt. I think it's more alive than the Cherrier in some ways. We've bananaed the chassis, and I mean the steering is bare minimum of working. There we go, it's got going. It's fine. It's all good. Showroom condition. That should not have survived that jump. Holy crap. Okay, well, fair play. It's on the... well, I mean, it's the bare minimum of survivability there. However, that has survived where I did not think it would. This is why I love doing this. This is why I love this series, and why I love this as a challenge, is sometimes you just get things that happen that just shouldn't. There is no way this vehicle should have made that jump and still been working on the other side. But it has. It has just landed incredibly luckily, deflected damage, and bounced in the most fortuitous way possible that it still lives. Not as successful as the Jato-powered D-Series, I will say that much. However, the Bluebuck has actually made it astonishing. So, up next, we have got a K-Series. Now, the K-Series does not have as many configs, does not have as many parts. It's probably more likely to be a good vehicle for this, in theory. The goal and the hope would be, I mean, it's actually got a lot of power. The engine will take the nitro, the car will be faster. We should stand a better chance of clearing the jump. When I ran these cars in normal configs, the K-Series has done this with pretty much 0 damage. This version, I mean, it looks okay. Very, very low suspension makes me worried. I'm gonna try... Oh, okay, we've got good enough gearbox. Now, I don't know what the mattress is going to do when we're in the air. The mattress has come off before we got into the air. We are fine. Oh, don't smash everything to pieces. It has lost it's lost its all-wheel drive, but that has made it no problem at all. The K-Series has done it. The wing has become funny. The wing is really weird, but the K-Series has made the jump. The fact the airspeed has for some reason stopped working does actually make this considerably more difficult for me judging speed, as, yeah, I just don't know. Now, normally, the rules of this were vehicles had to be ran flat out on their first run. We'll give this one a flat out run with the nitro turned on, just to see how it goes. I mean, I'm not sure if we are doing 120. Yeah, it does jump a little bit too far. Yeah, that's always going to be a big impact. Again, steering is fine from this. I'm pretty sure if you could get the speed spot on, which is very difficult to do with no airspeed going on, this would land potentially undamaged. The only downside is, yeah, with incredibly stiff, sporty suspension, I don't know if we're going to be able to quite get the angle right now. I think we need about 118 miles an hour is what we're looking for. Oh, that's not enough. Oh, it might just be enough. Oh, it is absolutely perfect. You can't do it better. You literally couldn't do that one. Well, maybe a tiny bit more height, because we almost clipped the concrete on the way down. And we lost the mattress. That is a scrambled car config with 0 damage, pretty much. And not even a cracked window. around the car. The only loss is the mattress. Turns out, if you need to jump the canyon, the K-Series is a pretty good shout. It is a pretty good shout, even with the ultra-stiff suspension here, because we were able to land, on the landing zone, land with the kind of slope, for want of a better, for I don't know how to describe it, but we managed to have a minimal impact. I don't know where the mattress ended up, though. That could be anywhere. No, it didn't go too far. Minimal impact on the suspension. Car absolutely fine. The K-Series continues to reign supreme. To finish off, what better way to go than a Covet? I should say, this is a Covet with 550 horsepower. A power to weight ratio of 0.5. That is staggeringly powerful. It is a Mr. Turbo Covet, although with a more normal front end. A very concerning suspension at the front. That's some sort of rally tyres. Really big wheels at the back. Can't see what tyres that's on. My big concern with this one is not the speed as such. My big concern is control. I'm not firing the nitro on this first run just yet. I'm going to see what it can do. It's not quite fast enough. That's a good sign, though, for when we put the turbo in. Well, when we put the nitro on, and many bits are broken, but it is still trying. It is still making an attempt, and I mean, it's almost got steering. This could also be able to do it if the nitro, considering that was with no nitro, and it is able to make that jump. Yeah, it is still. If I'd gone down the downhill survival course and the car was like this at the end, I would have said it lived poorly, but it would have still counted as an alive car. Barely, but yeah. Okay, I mean, it looks awful, and it does not drive nicely. Let's turn the nitro on. Let's see. I mean, I guess the main thing is, at what point does the nitro kick in? Here we go. Okay, third gear. Oh, that's an issue. The engine is not strong enough. That surprises me. I would have thought this, level of engine would have been okay. Maybe it's just a crazy amount of nitro going on. I'm guessing it's a really, really big nitro shot, which is a problem. As we come to a rest, we've fallen off a different part. I don't think I've ever had a crash down this bit on the canyon. It was on fire briefly. It is now not. There's not really, unless there is any way. I don't think there's any way of tuning down the nitro power. There isn't. The only thing I could think, if you were to only have it kick in right at the very top of the rev range. The gear ratios are lovely. No wonder it handles weirdly. Tyre pressures, 2.5 psi, and of the 2.5 front, 23.5 rear. No wonder it handles terrible. I mean, yeah, maybe having the nitro kick in really high in the rev range so it doesn't kick in for long. The best, but I mean, it has technically survived. We're now going for just, a better survival. But I just think it's going to blow the engine up. Because I mean, you're really not going to get. It didn't even kick in because it was too low in the rev range. Ooh. Oh, the rear's gone. Yeah, it's not going to have any drive, unfortunately. It is actually in better condition in some ways than the first attempt, but it is rear-wheel drive, and the rear end is gone. The engine not being able to accept that amount of boost was the big downside for this Covet, despite all of the other handling difficulties. In the 3 runs, it failed. I am just, out of sheer curiosity, going to try and give it ultra heavy-duty engine block. Now, it has actually lost a little bit of power, but that's fine, because it should now at least be able to utilise the nitro. Here we go. we will fire it sooner and fire it from about, what, about 3,000 up? 3,500, sure. We end up in quite high in the rev range for this vehicle anyway. Yeah, I mean, the point of the random config is to not go and fix the broken bits on the cars, but just for the sake of curiosity, yeah, the Covet is now mighty fast. Don't know if that's quick enough. Oh, it is going to do it. Actually, it does it very, very well, much like the K-Series does. That's, yeah. That's quite cool. Despite it be looking all manners of weird and being, in theory, what should be all manners of horrible. That was, considering how messed up the setup was, that was much better to drive on the approach to the jump than I expected. Because, yeah, the scrambling everything, the scrambling, tuning, weird handling cars is going to happen. I mean, it's not a nice handling car to drive, but it's good enough to get down there, even with the nitro going, even with all 500 horsepower actually working. You could keep it under control. This is a very fun challenge. Always enjoyed trying to jump the canyon, and with these random wacky vehicles, it is very, very good fun. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.